as Eileen said, we need new technologies online. That is what we're trying to do for climate change. We have one of the very pervasive nitrate groundwater pollution problem in California. On this Earth Day, it's good for us to help facilitate this. So we're happy to help you facilitate this meeting with our experts.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Eileen. Thank you, Patty.
Thank you as well. Bye. Bye.
Bye, ladies.
I didn't know today was Earth Day. I thought Sunday was Earth Day.
It's come to my attention that somebody who gave public comment, or didn't even give public comment, I think, on this topic, but that somebody was harassed after the meeting last time. They were threatened outside. So I would really urge you to not make any comments behind people as they come up, no matter what they talk about. And please, for goodness sakes, let's not be threatening each other in such a small town.
I would also respectfully ask if this board, after the presentation, the Public Works Advisory Council recommended that we come to the City Council. They thought it was an important enough issue for our elected officials to also get that presentation.
Because my town was insulted and my profession was insulted with a fraudulent environmental impact report. That's why. To have an engineering document that says it would be cheaper to do this, and then take an environmental impact report and spin that so that the result was the exact opposite of what your engineering report said.
He's referring to the original Tri-W project.
That's fraudulent. A statement of overriding considerations that says the lower cost of a centralized collection system is why we have to build a sewer plant in the middle of town. When your engineering report showed that life cycle costs, all things considered, not just the collection system, it would be cheaper out of town. And you had that information and you withheld it even after questioning. That is why I'm involved. Fraudulently led the community to vote yes on an assessment in 2001 to fund a Tri-W project. Fraud. That's why I got involved. I remember the first thing I said to the old board. I'm trying to decide if you made this decision or your consultant made the decision, because if the consultant made it, I can live with that. They get paid to lie. But if you made that decision, you're our elected leaders, and you misled us, and that hurts. So I have to believe it was the consultant, and I believed that for about another month. And then the truth came home. And even with a goal of trying to control growth by putting your plant in the middle of town so you can't expand the plant, you can't expand the size of your town, you still had a commitment to the community to engage in that dialogue and let the community make that decision, not an elected board without community input. They were planning on what was best for Los Osos without consulting Los Osos. That's why I got involved. All I want now is an open public process. The more eyes, the more dialogue, the better. That's the short version. Hi, Pat! Get me off this camera!
Tonight we have a presentation by Marla Jo Khan and Richard Sadowski on the work and effort that they have done regarding our wells and our sewer lines.
Recently, the city published the Morro Basin Nitrate Study, which concluded that fertilizer from farming operations was the primary reason for elevated nitrate levels in our wells. We disagreed with the study's conclusions and issued a rebuttal report.
In this diagram, the position of the former Shell station is indicated by the blue dot. It is well known, as well as intuitively obvious, that water from shallow aquifers can cross-contaminate deeper aquifers if the boundary between them is breached.
The United States and its allies had to very rapidly gear up to fight World War II from a position of not being prepared, and suddenly in a couple of years they became equipping the biggest armies and navies in the world, and so forth.
The other, because Eileen said we set the standard, and we have those technologies help meet that bar.
Okay, well, I would just like to once again reiterate that you're obligated to specify best available demonstrated control technology.
I guess what I would say is that
since 2005, the Cayuga Sanitary District has been using bioxide to control the hydrogen sulfide odors at their lift stations 2 and 5. If too much is used and all of the calcium nitrate is not consumed in the chemical reaction, it will remain in the sewer lines and may exfiltrate into our soil and groundwater.
Well, of course, the Coastal Commission is in town, and of course, that's the opportunity for a lot of folks to take account of issues that concern the Coastal Commission and some of the different issues and levels of protection that the State Marine Reserves are bringing on board. And we're trying to start the dialogue across the agencies to understand where the regulatory and permitting authority is in terms of meeting the goals of the State Marine Reserve program. But now we have to layer in water quality impacts, habitat impacts that have to do with land use, and that's an issue that I'm very interested in, and I hope that I can help to inform this process and actually help to move the dialogue further along. So that's my goal. Back in '99, they already knew that they had a problem with not only the structural integrity, but the I&I problem was, you know, a problem, big problem. So they ended up fixing it with slip lining, but then the concern was, well, now that we don't have the MTBE, the path of least resistance, was going into the sewer line through I&I, that allows the MTBE to migrate more quickly to the wells. So that was one of those balancing things that they did. The closure of the wells, we would be allowed to get a better understanding how the nitrate pollution is migrating across the Morro Basin aquifer. But since they're expediting the closure of the wells, we're losing valuable data points.